and only the winner of the weekend, I like to call him, Ian Beckles. What's going on, brother?
Why was I the winner of the weekend? Indiana?
Bro, we're going to get into that. Shellacking.
Yeah.
You deserve that win. Bro, I was watching. Let's start Indiana. We'll get to the Bucs in a second. Bro, I saw something over the weekend, and it was like, oh, Indiana, they're going to come back down to earth. Illinois is not messing around. It's a top 10 team. And the first time I checked the score, it was an absolute ass kicking. Like, that is a statement win if I've seen it. Like, there's been a few statement wins in college football so far this year, but that one was like a red stamp exclamation point. Like, how great was that game?
Well, it's funny because I like to dabble in gambling a little bit.
He's a dabbler.
I'm a dabbler. And people love to say, oh, I can't believe Vegas always gets it right. I put money on Illinois, okay, getting 7.5 points, okay? I'm thinking it's a coin flip, okay? Right. These are two good teams. How far off were they? How far off were they? Don't tell me that they're always right when you're off by 50 points. Jeez. 50 points. Indiana's for real, dog. I mean, it gets to a point now where, you could have 3 games or 4 games and look a certain way, but when you put last year's season on to what they're doing this year, you got to respect what they're doing. And I'm not a guy that just likes to blow cats, but they look different, man. When they get on that football field, they ball out, brother. They play hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like strange. I think they should be ranked higher. I don't know how you went from 19 to 11. Like, I don't know how you're not a top 10 team right now. You just beat the shit out of the number 9 team in the country, right? Like, they went down 14 spots. Illinois was 3-0 at the time. They were the number 9 team in the country, and you beat them that bad. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think they should be a top 10 team. Like, I don't know why Texas is 10. They should be 10. I have them over Texas A&M. Like, they're always going to get probably the crap end of the stick, right? That's just kind of the way it goes because they're a quote-unquote basketball school. But, man, this has been probably the best era of Indiana football since you left. Would you agree with that?
Oh, it's not close.
Not close.
I mean, there wasn't much of an era before I got there or after. And, I mean, to be honest with you, rankings, okay, say they rank them 3 this week, okay? It won't be any different than 11 at the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they still got to beat whoever's in front of them anyways. You could probably get one hiccup, and the hiccup can't be to, a Wisconsin or a Northwestern. You got to have one hiccup to maybe an Ohio State or Penn State. But at the end of it, you can't have more than one loss. Right. So I don't think it's going to really matter in the end.
Did you see my video about the Sage with the...
I did not.
Oh, I did a video on Sage. I tried to sage the show here to try to prevent more injuries for the Buccaneers.
Oh, too late, bro. When did you do that?
It was Friday, and the Sage was like a big white thing. It looked like a joint. I said it looked like Ian Beckles.
That was Ragley. That was some Ragley says Sage, bro, because they falling, bro.
They're falling.
Is Mike Evans done for the season?
No. It's a minor grade. They said hamstring. It'll be a couple weeks. He'll be back.
Okay, well, I look on Instagram and I don't know what's false and what's. I heard because ESPN saying he has a torn,
No.
Okay, good. That's good.
Nah, it's just it'll just be a couple weeks. It's just aggravating more than anything. All right. So tell me if I'm right in saying this because I always defer to you, obviously, but I always feel like I pay attention to offensive line play way more now since knowing you. I feel like I could give 2 shits about how many holding penalties yesterday that the Buccaneers offensive line had, as long as Baker is upright. I would have taken 25, right? Like, I don't care what you got to do in a game like that, looking back on it, hold as much as humanly possible. Those 5 guys stick together, hold hands, just keep Baker upright. What do you agree? Do you get what I'm saying there? Because we know they're not good. We know they're not good, Beck. We're not. Okay. I'm not talking about them like the Bucs offensive line in the beginning. I'm talking about those 5 guys yesterday, dude. Just don't screw up the rest of the season.
Well, I can say this, okay? Nothing's a big deal when you win.
Right.
If the Bucs lost that game, and it was pretty damn close to losing that game.
Yeah, it was.
We'd be saying how bad this offensive line is. So I can't change. I can't because they're not good. Okay,
they're not.
And the reason why you're always holding is because you're always getting your ass kicked. Now that's real. I mean, I heard people say, "Why are they holding?" Because if I'm better than you, I'm never gonna hold you. I'm just gonna kick your ass.
Yeah.
So they were getting their ass kicked on the regular. I want to applaud a lot of these guys to go out there and be in different
Right.
positions and
That's
they're
what I'm
fighting.
saying. Yeah.
I get that, but listen, you ain't beaten. You beat the Jets at home in the last possession.
Right.
That's not. It's going to be harder than that, yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
and that Jets defensive front is okay, other than Quinn Williams. Other than that, but you know what's coming into town? Monsters, monsters. And if Tristan Wirfs doesn't come back, I'm gonna tell everybody right now in Buckland, if that line ain't 10, I'm putting my money on Philadelphia if they come in here and Tristan Wirfs is not back. Because I don't see, and you know what really scares me is that our quarterback, who I heard you talking about him earlier, I wouldn't trade our quarterback right now for anybody but Patrick Mahomes. Right now,
Right.
I don't think anybody in the league would suit this team better than Patrick Mahomes. And I just think he's a brilliant quarterback, and I think he might be the best ever. Baker Mayfield is the reason why this Buccaneer team is 3-0. Period. Because if I ask you, what are we getting from our tight ends, good or bad? Is it good or bad?
No targets yesterday.
Okay.
None.
Is our offensive line good?
No.
Our play calling hasn't been great, but we're 3-0. As our other if I just say, is our wide receiver core playing great? The answer is no. Okay, we're making plays here and there, but we're not playing great as a whole. We need to hear some more names. Ibuka, it's funny, Ibuka, just before he made those two brilliant catches at the end, I was like, where's he been? He made a couple of early catches and then he disappears and then he shows up. He's a brilliant player who's going to be brilliant for many, many years. But if you say right now, is our receiving core good? I would say no. But we're 3-0. So there's only one thing it could be, and it's Baker Mayfield for me.
What do you see from the defense, though, Beck, too? I mean, I think they're playing better, too. Like, we talk about complimentary football. Listen, the special teams has been shit, too, right? I mean, McLaughlin bounced back yesterday, making some huge kicks. Obviously, you got the one block. You can't put that on him, but he made some big kicks yesterday, including the last one. But defensively, man, I feel like, with Vita in there, Kalijah Kancey obviously banged up, but you lose Logan Hall yesterday. But Antoine Winfield Jr. seems to be really getting back to that level. And these young kids, man, Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morrison, Jamel Dean goes, hey, after I scored the touchdown, I went to the sideline and everybody said, hey, you finally caught one. So I was like, hey, that ain't us hating, that's your teammates. But I feel like the defense, that's why I was so high on the Bucs this year, because I feel like they were just going to be incrementally, just a little bit better. And if you're just a little bit better from all these different guys and guys are healthy, I think they really have a chance. And the division sucks anyway. So I just feel like there's a lot of things that go into this, but it all comes back down to health, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we're not missing a whole lot defensively. I be honest with you, in the first three games, I think we played better defensively than we have offensively.
Agreed. Easily.
I just think there's still a lot of plays to be made.
Mm-hmm.
There's still too many drops. We've dropped too many interceptions. But as a whole, we're not giving up those big plays. We're not giving up a lot of points. We're not getting enough sacks, but we're getting enough pressure to keep the quarterback uncomfortable for the most part. It's going to get harder, though, guys. And that's the thing. With this Philadelphia team coming in, all right, everybody's saying, woe is me, woe is me. This Buccaneer team really is built to beat Philadelphia, okay? And even Philadelphia, when they're at their best, it seems like the Buccaneers play well against them. That's not me saying that they're going to hold up this time, because I do not know how they're going to hold up front. I really don't. And I just want to make sure, if you think you're going to go through a game and not run the ball 30 times against Philadelphia, and if you think Baker's going to be standing at the end, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. So I hope that's their game plan, is to run it down their throat. Philadelphia has a lot of monsters in there, though.
Big balance yesterday. I mean, outside of I think you and I can agree, when we're running the football, you've always told me, Jay, it's not about the yards, it's about the carries. 30, and I don't count the Baker ones, right? Because those are scrambles. But if you just take the passing attempts from Baker and then the rushing attempts from Bucky and Rashad, Baker threw the ball 29 times yesterday. Bucky ran it 25. Rashad ran it 5. So the balance was there from Josh Grizzard. But I think it's hard. Like, are you really going to be able to execute your full game plan when your offensive lineman is you just don't know, right? I don't even know if he knows the name. We didn't even know what the offensive lineman is going to be until the first snap with Elijah Klein and Luke Haggard. Luke Haggard sounds like somebody that's in a country band. that is working at Ruth Eckerd Hall. Like, we don't even know what's going on with some of these guys. When you watch the offensive line specifically, was Tony there yesterday?
No, Tony was at on the field. Tony was getting
Oh,
celebrated.
I didn't see that. When you were watching the game yesterday, what were some of the things that, I know you just said they were getting dominated, but what in particular were you looking at when you were watching the offensive line yesterday?
They had a couple okay runs, but as a whole, they didn't win the line of scrimmage. I mean, when you're just watching the normal runs, you can feel who's winning the line of scrimmage, and the Buccaneers haven't been doing that. Hey, it's a lot easier to call a stretch play when Tristan Wirfs is your left tackle. You know what I mean? And you have everybody else is in the right position. And when I'm hearing Haggard names and listen, they literally had I wrote them down on my list because I don't know. I'm about to do a podcast and I don't even really know the names. Then Luke Haggard was a name that came up, and other names I go, I've never heard of this guy before.
Elijah Klein?
Yeah, and I was like, I've heard the name before,
Yeah.
never seen him, never seen his number, and they're calling holding penalties. I go, well, no shit. Okay, he's never played before. So what do you expect? So it sounds, I think to the layman's, it sounds easy to say run the ball. But if you just straight up say, okay, we're going to run the ball, first down, run the ball -1 yard. Now it's second 11. Now what?
Yeah.
So just run the ball is just not a thing. You have to run the ball efficiently. Okay? Because if you run the ball on the first down at second 11, you can't run the ball again. You're throwing the ball. And now you're putting your offensive lineman behind the 8 ball. So you have to run the ball, but it has to be an efficient thing. And it's a situational thing as well. But I don't think we're good enough up front just to pound anybody anymore.
You're still trying to find that identity, right? Through 3 games, you think? What's the identity through 3 games? Baker? Baker in the
It's funny
D?
you say that. I don't know if you can see my writing right here,
Yeah, look at
but it
that.
says right here. It says offensive identity ? Question mark ? Question mark. I
That
don't
looks
think
like
we have one.
that looks
I
like
don't,
Derek Sharp's handwriting.
right? I don't think we have an offensive identity.
Oh, we lost you. That's always happens when somebody calls or there. You're back.
There we
You
go.
back? There we go. Oh, hold on, bud. You're muted. Hold on. You're muted. Can you hear me? Oh. Mm-mm. No. Go back out and come back in. We need you. There we go. He's coming back. He's the best. It's a good point. Come on now. He's got to go search back in. See, what happens sometimes is when people call and you try to swipe up on it. Yeah, I know that's the hard part. You have to like hang up on the call instead of like swiping up. That's the only way that you can kind of get back into the conversation. Come on, Beck, come back to me. I want to know how Chamberlain did last weekend too. He's got a great point though, man. When you think about it, like you can't just run the football. You got to run the football efficiently. And when you have a big time matchup coming up with the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to do it right. You got to do it right, or you're going to be in big, big trouble going forward. Come back in, bro. Come back in. It's just like these phone calls are so funny sometimes. We had like a couple weeks ago, not a couple months ago, it was like Gabby Shirley and Bobby G. Taylor. Like sometimes these things, like it works perfectly for weeks. There you go. Sometimes when you get a phone call and you try to like swipe it away, it like takes off the video and the audio real quick.
But people gotta know I'm busy. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta know you're busy, man. He's a busy guy, man.
For reals.
But yeah, when you look at this team and you were saying the identity, go ahead.
I don't know if they have an identity right now. And sometimes when you're winning games despite not having an identity, that's the best thing in the world to do because you can develop one as you're going. Listen, if I ask you what the New York Giants, I'm sorry. If I ask you what the New York Giants identity, I
Bro, why do they keep putting him on primetime? I don't want to see that shit. You know what my favorite thing is? When the Bucs and the Giants play at the same time, so I don't have to watch the Giants. It's the best.
I was just talking to the great Tom Ponzo, and I
God
said
bless
to him,
you, Tom.
I talked to him, and I go, what are they trying to accomplish by putting Russell Wilson in there? Like,
Did you see what they did yesterday on 4th? And do you see what they did there at 1st and goal from the 10?
Oh, yeah.
He threw the ball out of the end zone, and then the 4th, he like threw. It was almost like he was playing a game on 4th down. Let me see if my pass can hit the upright, and he won that game.
Yes,
but
he did.
Numbnuts. He didn't even throw the ball anywhere near. Just start Jackson Dart by. They're such a dumpster fire.
Why not?
All right, so after watching that game last night and watching the Bucs Jets game yesterday, they're both 0-3. But I feel a lot more optimistic about the Jets than I do the Giants
100%.
because at least they showed some fucking fight.
Correct.
The Giants, outside of one game against Dallas, and we know Dallas is just like games like that are just like the Giants in Dallas when they play. It's like when you meet up with your ex for a weekend. Yeah. Like you got a beach house in the weekend.
Also,
like,
that Dallas defense ain't good, dog.
They stink.
Yeah, they stink.
They got smacked by Chicago, and I don't trust Chicago. There's a what? Are you agree with me? There's a lot of bad football. There's just a lot of bad football. And it sucks because it's such a great sport. The NFL is king. And then just every single week, like, you're like, oh, okay, like, this team could be, like, Miami's a great example, right? Through 2 weeks, you're like, Mike McDaniel's done. And then you see him on Thursday night, you're like, they battled, man. They battled. They lost that game to Buffalo. And then what's going to happen in week 4? They're going to shit the bed again. They're going to lose by 20. And then it's going to be like, and that's what the NFL is. It's like, you and I spoke about this last week of, it's just one game. Like we always try to like take 1 week and try to get it to the next week. Like every single game is its own story. And with the Giants, like, oh, wow, Russell leads the league in passing. I don't give a crap what he did against Dallas. He looks like a guy that's never played quarterback before. How could you do that? You won a Super Bowl. Like it's like Eli Manning 2.0. I don't understand. Like just put Jackson Dart in. Put him in.
Why? I mean, why not? I mean, a Giants fan, say the Giants keep Russell Wilson in, and they go something crazy like 6-7. We'll go. They say they go 7-10. Okay, I know it's not gonna happen, but say they go 7-10. You gonna sign them again next year? So,
no.
So what are you doing? You might as well put Jackson Dart in there. Go ahead and win your 2 games. And then get yourself ready for next year. That's the only thing Daboll has to fall back on. Because right now you just look like you suck. They don't look well coached. They don't look well anything. They don't look well anything.
I've said this about every coach in history. If you are a guy that prides himself on a certain thing and your team sucks at that thing, you're not long for that job. When Lovie Smith was a coach with the Buccaneers, he was a defensive-minded guy, and we couldn't stop a nosebleed. It was only a matter of time before Dirk Cutter came in. We said the same thing with Todd Bowles. He figured it out. Brian Daboll is like, wow, he did all this great stuff with Josh Allen. Watch out, man. What he's going to do. He's going to do wonders for Daniel Jones. And then your offense looks like that against the Chiefs, who have a good defense, but, like, they're not the 85 Bears either. Like, geez, man.
Don't you mean Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones,
Don't you mean Indiana? Say it, Jay.
No,
Jay.
No.
Say Indiana Jones.
3-0 Colts.
And hey, Jay, he balling.
You know what's going to happen is that Malik Neighbors is going to win a Super Bowl with the Commanders. Daniel Jones is going to win a Super Bowl with the Colts. Saquon's already won one with the Eagles. Xavier McKinney is going to win one with the Green Bay Packers. It's just the way it goes. It's one of the toughest. It's one of the toughest like fan modes ever.
No. Stop. Mike,
right now.
Okay, I say this to Ponzo all the time.
Right now.
Arizona don't want to hear Giant fans bitching.
Arizona who?
Cleveland don't want to hear Giants fans bitching. Y'all win a Super Bowl every decade. Nobody wants to hear
14 years. 14 years, buddy.
I don't care. You guys win Super Bowls and you
say it again, baby.
You don't deserve it.
And the only response I'll give to you is that the Giants keep getting primetime games. That's what makes it so much worse.
It's New York.
I know, but it's like Arizona. They're not like Arizona, Monday Night Football, Cleveland.
Okay, nobody lives in Arizona. Everybody lives in New York.
I get that, but it makes it that much worse. It's like, here's the spotlight. Here's the spotlight on the Giants. Oh, they suck here. Go watch it with 50 million of your closest friends.
How often do you not watch the Cowboys are on every week. So, they've stunk since I was in the league. So, Imagine being a Cowboy fan. God forbid.
Oh, uh,
Ass.
speaking of things that we won't talk about this Wednesday. We'll talk about it right now. Did you see what my guy Ryan Clark said about Ashton Genty?
I did not.
After 2 games, he said he's Trent Richardson.
Ooh,
That's
that's
rough.
that's not fair.
That's rough.
That's
Two
not fair.
games
That's not fair. He doesn't look good, and I'm gonna take him out of my lineup, but it's not fair.
Your
That's
offensive
not
line's
fair.
terrible.
Yeah, they are. Now, I'm going to say this about running backs, though. Usually, running backs show their greatness without people, but 2 games is not enough. No
Right.
way. No way.
What do you? I want to ask you real quick about Rob Higgins getting the appointment as CEO of athletics for USF. I mean, we've known Rob for a very long time as the executive director of the Tampa Bay Sports Commission. Just feels like that's like the right move, right? Like I feel like if there was a guy that is going to take USF to possibly bigger and better things, like a guy like Rob Higgins who's traveled around the world and brought Super Bowls and WrestleMania here, it just seems like he's the right guy, doesn't it?
Well, I've never had a problem with Rob Higgins. He's always been cool.
Hell yeah.
And as far as USF goes, I've been here since USF popped up in the football, and I feel like a resurgence. And like when they were big way back to the West Virginia days when they played West Virginia, it was a different feeling. I'm not sure we can get back there. I'm not sure. But as of late, I just feel a momentum, and I don't know what it is. It just seems more people talking about USF, more people caring. The whole stadium thing is a big deal. Them having some success here as of late is a big deal as well. But I just think a couple of the right moves, USF could take it to another level because it's almost a shame that Tampa Bay doesn't have
Right.
a bigger college representation. It really is a
Yeah.
shame because everybody comes here to live, but nobody's coming here to watch college football, I guess.
Is Miami the real deal? Hurricanes?
It's still early, but
It's still early.
they look it still early.
You know what I love about Miami, and they proved it again with the Florida Gators. And I saw Bomani Jones talk about this the other day. For all the years that Miami was like, they have all these skilled players. Dude, they're built in the trenches. They are built the Ian Beckles way, and they have some huge guys. And when you have Mario Cristobal, like if you can remember he coached under Nick Saban. So like he's got that aspect of it, but he's also got the aspect of like, oh, it's not just about having better players. It's about making sure you build in the trenches with your offensive and defensive line. And Miami's a problem, man. We always talk about matchups. I don't think that's a matchup that a lot of people want to see, especially in the ACC. They're going to coast to a conference playoff spot. I don't know I don't know who's going to beat them. Like you have to be able to be a grown ass team to be able to beat them. And if you're not a Ohio State, we talked about this last year with Notre Dame and Indiana about how Notre Dame was just a bad matchup for Indiana at that time because they were built the same, but Indiana was built a little bigger and a little bit more talent on the lines. It's going to be tough, man. Cristobal, like the guy says in the chat, Cristobal has some dudes on that team for sure.
Yeah, but listen, I like to hold things for the beginning of the year, okay? Because I think Jimmy Johnson said it best. It was a couple of years ago. They start off 6-0, and somebody goes, "Miami, the U is back," and Jimmy Johnson says, "The U will be back when they hoist the national championship."
Right.
Okay, so I grew up a U fan because of Alonzo Highsmith. I grew up with Alonzo Highsmith, so I knew what they were about back in the day. And you've seen the 30 for 30, and there were some bad son of bitches that nobody wanted to play. They're not that.
Right.
They gotta win a little bit more for me to say that they're completely back. They look different, but then again, we thought Illinois was great. You saw what Indiana did to them. People were thinking that Florida was great.
Yeah, so much for that. Before I let you go, I want to ask you kind of random because he got celebrated over the weekend and you had a unique perspective working at DAE for all those years. Stu Sternberg going to sell the team for the Rays now. New owners taking over next year. When you think of Stu Sternberg and his time with the Rays, like what are some of the things that first come to your mind? Because you not as much anymore, but you used to watch a lot of Rays baseball, and you've been to Tropicana Field and you interviewed the guy. So, like, what are your thoughts on his time here with the Rays?
Well, the only person I have to compare him to is Vince Namoli, and if that's the case, then he was a pretty damn good owner. Now, I'm going to say this, okay? If you at the end of it. And this is what I want a lot of Rays fans to consider, okay? But I think a lot of them aren't really thinking about this. 50 years from now, when we talk about Stu Sternberg, we may talk about him like he was a genius and he was a hero, because the next people may come and take your team and move it. You heard me? So the
Mhm.
next people may come and take your team and move it to Orlando. So then how would Stu Sternberg look then?
Right.
You would say, damn, at least he kept our team here. At least he fought for our team. At least he made moves to try to keep the team here. But because we don't know the next people what they're going to do. But Stu Sternberg always said he wanted to keep the team here. As far as running a team goes, he wouldn't be my top pick, okay?
Right.
Because I would rather somebody with deep pockets that don't give a rat's ass about money own my team because that's a
Right.
possibility, and that's not the way it's been. And the unfortunate part, baseball and football are completely different. You can't
Mhm.
be cheap in football. You can be cheap in baseball. And if you say who's been the cheapest, it's been Stu Sternberg. Also, one of the most successful too. So it don't really matter what I think. I mean, it's not at the end of it later on, we'll find out what kind of owner he was.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What's going on at the Dignitary Cafe, my brother?
Same old dog, just hanging out. The great Warren Sapp came through yesterday before all
Really?
the activities, and we
Wow.
hung out and do what we do in the morning, and then he went and did his thing. But like, you just never know who's gonna roll through here. You know what I mean? Jay Recher. The other day, somebody goes, "Jay Recher is at your place watching football?" I go, "Yeah, the great Jay Recher, yeah."
Who
Yeah.
said that? You lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You
Who,
lying.
who said that to me? It's
Bert?
somebody who listen. It's
Was it Bert?
not. It wasn't Bert. It was somebody who listens to your podcast. He goes, "Oh, I gotta come to your place." Jay Retcher was there. I'm like, "Yeah, the great
Yeah,
Jay
free
Retcher."
promotion. Hey, we got
Right?
to get Pat Donovan and Bert in the same room.
You don't know they're not the same person.
We told Pat the other day. I was like, "Yo, even if you just come by for an hour, because we are trying to explain." He said, "Ian explained him to me." I goes, "Yeah, he likes white." He's like, "That's what Ian said." I'm like, "Oh man, Bert is a
That's
trip."
you and Bert. That ain't me and Bert. I don't mess with no white with Bert. We're good.
No,
Me and
I'm
Bert
saying that's
good.
all he wears. He wears
Me and Bert good.
white shirt. Yeah, me and Bert good. Ian underscore Beckles. Check him out. The obviously in the trenches podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Oh, we'll talk about that later on this week as far as the all that stuff with the podcast as well.
Yeah, man.
Beckles and Recher on Wednesday as well. Make sure you check us out the Dignitary Cafe at 3 p.m. We are always holding it down. Again, Ian underscore Beckles on Instagram. All right, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on Wednesday.
One
Oh,
love, kid. What?
wait.
What? What? What?
Oh, I got something special. I told you I got that venison.
Oh, you got
And
it.
so Sunday I got a tournament, so I won't be able to be there. So I'm gonna come over Sunday after I get home from my baseball tournament in Plant
All
City,
right.
and I'm gonna give you the meats on Wednesday. But I got venison steaks and venison sausage.
Ooh, I'll
Yeah,
do something special.
I know. So I definitely
Yeah, man.
wanted to make everybody feel guilty. That's why I mentioned it on the show. All right, my brother. I'll see you on Wednesday.
All right, dog. Peace.
All right, one love.